Good evening, everyone. We got a late night out here in the garage. Old Blue this week has been giving me some problems. So basically what I'm dealing with is it's intermittently stalling. Went through the motions, basic diag. We know it's getting fuel. You can hear the fuel pump running. You can look down the throttle body. You can see fuel pumping into it. It seems to be a spark issue. So what I'm doing whenever it stalls out is I try to crank it. It crank, nothing happens. So I hop out, I come over to the cap and rotor, I scuff it up, put it back in, fires up, and it's good for a little bit. It's happened to me 3 times now. So what I did is I run down to the local parts store and I picked up a new cap and rotor. Now, unfortunately, they didn't have the spark plug wires or coil in stock because I wanted to do a full tune-up, but unfortunately I have to order that stuff online this week and get it in. So what we're gonna do tonight is new cap and rotor, make sure that's firing good. I think we're gonna pull out a couple spark plugs to see just how they're looking, how it's running, too rich, lean. It runs really good when it's running, but I just wanna see the overall shape of it. Also, if you look here, there's a smog pump or air pump on it, which isn't hooked up, and it was that way when I got it too. So I wanna see if I can get that out of there so I can get all the extra hoses and wires and air lines out of the way, plug those off, just to tidy up the bay a little bit, make it a little easier to work in. Also, the AC compressor. Obviously, it's still in here. Belts have to run on it right now, but there is no Schrader valve, so there's no refrigerant in here whatsoever. So same deal. I'm gonna get these lines out of here too, just to free up some space. Because the radiator's leaking also. I don't currently have a radiator to put in it, but that's gonna be soon because it's starting to get pretty warm out, so I gotta stay on top of the cooling system. So, once I do the radiator, I'll take out the condenser, just get more air flowing through it and keep it nice and cool. I drove it a good amount, so I want to make sure it's in good shape. So, the plan is, do all the ignition stuff, look down at it, probably spray some carb cleaner in there, get rid of all the lines, tidy it up, figured out what else it needs. It sat for a really long time, has pretty low miles on it, so let's get to work. So here's the new cap. It's only a 6-cylinder motor, so plenty of space. Surprisingly enough, it's kind of hard to find a cap for the 6-cylinder, I guess, because the V8s are so common. So I'm just gonna go one at a time, so I can plug each one in, so that way I don't get them mixed up, confused, and start misfiring it, caused by me. So I'm just gonna take my time and go one wire at a time. That's not good. The rotor's coming off in pieces. So let's see what happens. There we go. So that's not so bad. So they look to be the same, minus some missing pieces. They look to be pretty good. You actually see on the end here where I kept filing it down so that way it made contact. It's actually like longer on one side than the other. So I'm hoping this does it. And then we'll just move forward with the tune-up and hopefully everything's in good shape from there. All right, so the cap and rotor's in place. So hopefully I got it in the right firing order. We'll see what happens in a second. Before I go unplug in the smog pump and other lines, I want to make sure it fires up and runs just for a couple of minutes, just to make sure it works and it's not misfired. But if you look inside here, it's not in too bad a shape. You can definitely see some contact points are messed up. So I'm really hoping this is the whole problem. And then, like I said, paired with the rotor, hopefully that's all it is. If not, it's maintenance components and it's fine to do it. So I'm happy with it. So let's see if it fires up. Fire it. So good news is I didn't mess up, so we should be in good shape. So it's firing pretty good. It would misfire on while it was warm, so we're not really gonna know for until like tomorrow or the next day when I really start driving, put some miles on it. But it already at idle that short amount of time sounds a lot better. So let's move forward with removing the smog pump. We'll probably pull a spark plug too, like I said earlier. So let's get to it. There it is. If you guys know what this is exactly, put in the comments, because I don't really understand what it's for. So let me know. That was close. Is it hackery? Yes. Do I know it? Yes. Am I proud? No. But listen, I got a truckload full of scrap. I need to drive it tomorrow. Don't yell at me. I get it. All right? It's good for now. All right? Whatever. I was gonna pull the first one out, but going to pull it, it feels like it's just gonna fall apart in my hand. So I'm not gonna pull that one. I'm gonna pull the next one in line, because that one came off real easy, like to the point where it probably wasn't even on. So let's pull this plug out, see what we got. This is the first thing on this truck so far that hasn't been a metric bolt. It's a Dodge. And let's see. Wow. Okay. It's an auto light. A little bit older, but not too bad. But I'll tell you what, it looks great. I'll probably treat it to some new plugs anyway, but it is burning real good. At least in this one cylinder. I don't know about the rest of them, but I'm afraid to pull any other boots off. But hey, I'll take it. I was really expecting to be a lot worse, truthfully. So I'll take that all day. I don't know if the gap's right. I don't have anything to gap it with. But hey, that's a win. All right. Give it back. What? What in the world? All right. Thank goodness. And yeah. Good. That's pretty good. Where's my rag? Oh, there it is. Oh, there we go. All right. Now, there's a filter up here somewhere. Not sure where, but it's got one. Oh boy. And is it gross. For everyone out there that wants to change oil or is learning how to change oil, just snug. You don't have to go too bad. Especially something like this. It has every other oil leak, so why are you worried about the filter leaking? Snug will do it. That's all it needs. Because then otherwise you're fighting it. Much like this. See? Oh. Got it. But it doesn't need to be that hard. There's some chunks in here. If you watched my lowering fail video, you might have heard me mention that there's a hole in the floor, like, of the truck. And that's not a joke. I have a piece of wood as my driver's side floorboard at the moment. So that might happen eventually, or I'll just keep ignoring it. So to pair with my Fram Extra Guard oil filter, I'm using 1540 Mobil 1. Now don't be fooled by the bottle. My Mobil 1 bottle was cracked. I had this Chevron bottle around, so it's Mobil 1. Not that it matters for this truck, but it's Mobil 1. It's like it's impossible for me to not spill oil. If you're wondering why it looks like caramel, I put Luke's in it too. If you watched the other lowering fail video, I also mentioned that it has a low pressure oil problem. That's not a joke, it has a low pressure oil problem. So we're just gonna nurse it right along. We're just gonna let that sit and flow. Well, that's it for this episode of Scratch Neck Garage. Was by no means my best work, but I got a bunch of junk out from under the hood that was doing absolutely nothing and was just in the way for me seeing future problems on the road. Definitely gonna need some stuff down the road: valve cover gaskets, radiator, thermostat housing, thermostat gasket, a bunch of stuff. So you'll see this truck a whole lot more on the channel. There's a lot of stuff I want to do to it. I still gotta lower it. I still have all the hardware and control arms and everything I need to do it. So you'll see that happen. This is all the stuff that came out from under the hood that was worthless. So keep an eye out for future episodes of this. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You'll see episodes every Sunday morning. So keep an eye out for those. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. See you next time.